Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I will discuss a really special upcoming main event. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it, we got Johnny Walker versus Magomed Ankalaev, Part 2, the rematch. If you don't know, the first fight ended in a no contest where Magomed landed an illegal knee while he had Johnny basically against the fence on his knee, kneed him right in the face, and you could tell Walker wasn't really fazed by it. His body language immediately was just like, dude, like, what the fuck? They stopped the fight. Doctor came in, looked at him, asked him, like, hey, do you know where you are? Johnny Walker responds, like, in the desert, because they're in Saudi Arabia. I think, being a little sarcastic, like, dude, we're in the fucking desert. And the doctor called it off. And in one of the weirdest moments, one of the most just like, what the fuck moments in UFC history, and rightfully so, they're getting right back at it, and they're having their rematch, right? And I'd say at that moment, too, in that fight, you saw Magomed walking Walker down a lot. He was throwing a lot of good counters. He was landing some good shots on Johnny. Johnny was still looking explosive, dynamic, had that really cool flying knee right before kind of getting pushed down against the fence. So they were both kind of landing their shots, but I think Magomed was getting a little bit of the better of him. And the story of Magomed Ankalaev, too, is just like a fucking weird one, right? I mean, he's his whole career has been filled with like really awkward controversy, because before the no contest, he had that draw with Jan, where it was basically like a title fight and nobody won the belt. It was just a strange fight where he just couldn't figure out the leg kicks and then just used his wrestling to get him the rest of the fight. But then, like, it seemed like Magomed won, but like it definitely, like, it was such a fucking weird fight. And before that, he had the two fights with Ion Cutelaba, where the first one, he hit him and Ion fucking played possum, and the referee came in and like stopped the fight, and like one of the worst stoppages in UFC history. They had their rematch, and Magomed put him out cold in the first round. And then if you guys really know about Ankalaev, his UFC debut against Paul Craig, undefeated, dominated literally 14 minutes and 50 seconds of their 3-round fight. The second that 10-second clap hit, Paul Craig threw up a triangle and tapped Magomed out with 1 second left. Like, just absolutely wild. So for a guy as dominant as he is, number one in the world, 18-1-1 as his record, he's had a very strange UFC career so far. And just looked almost unbeatable. Jan is really the one guy who kind of showed the chink in his armor. But he's so good everywhere in the striking, the kickboxing, the wrestling. He's fucking good everywhere, man. And he's been able to dominate most of his opponents through and through. And to see this rematch against a guy like Johnny Walker, who's super explosive, has a penchant, he had a little bit of inconsistency after bursting onto the scene. I mean, he rattled off some really nice wins against Khalil Roundtree, Justin Leadit, Misha Cirkunov, where everyone's like, holy shit, is this the guy to dethrone John Jones? Like, people were really saying that like 4 years ago. And then he ran into Corey Anderson, and since then he had some inconsistencies. He became a little bit like trigger shy, gun shy a little bit. He went out and had to refine himself, went out to SBG, and now he's starting to find that success after losing to Jamal Hill about a year and a half ago. He's rattled off 3 straight wins before the no contest against Ion Cutelaba, Paul Craig, Anthony Smith, where he's just looked strong, dominating, precise, good fight IQ. And then the fight with Ankalaev, which was really starting to heat up. It was really unfortunate the way it ended. So we're getting a real treat here. The UFC, they made this fight happen quick. They're not wasting any time. Both fighters aren't wasting any time. I think the longer this fight goes, it's going to favor Magomed Ankalaev. I think that his technique is going to take over, his pressure. I think it's going to wear on Johnny Walker. We're going to see the gas tank of Johnny Walker really tested in this fight. And Johnny, I mean, he has to be himself. He has to be loose, free-flowing, not hesitant. He needs to go out there, and if he feels something, he needs to go out there and throw some crazy-ass shit, because that is where he succeeds, is his awkwardness. You don't know what's coming at you, and everything that does come at you could put you out at any moment. And that is where Johnny Walker shines the most. So that is really his path to success. He's going to have to go out there and just hope for some sort of mistake, some sort of overreach by Magomed, to where he can go out there and really land something dynamic, a flying knee, spinning back fist, maybe get him into the clinch, throw some elbows. There's a lot of places where Johnny Walker can finish the fight, and there's a lot of places where Magomed Ankalaev can dominate the fight. So I think we're in for a real treat. I think, like I said, if it's early, it's going to be Johnny Walker. The longer this fight goes on, I think Magomed Ankalaev will take over, and I think we'll just see him just dominate, probably in the wrestling, probably within pressure, testing the gas tank of Johnny Walker. But that's going to do it today, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this main event in the comment section. Love to hear your guys' opinion. And guys, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow, right? But that's going to do it today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.